What's up, everyone? In this tutorial, I'll be doing a complete breakdown on how to set up your YouTube ad campaigns for 2025. Now, come April or between April and July this year, Google will be making a number of changes to how YouTube ads are run. I will be incorporating all those changes. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have complete confidence in your campaigns, knowing that they have been set up correctly. So enough of the chit chat. Let's jump over to my screen. All right, so here we are. We're inside our Google Ads dashboard. This is where we will be setting up our YouTube campaigns. Now, before you dive into creating any sort of YouTube campaigns, you need to make sure you have two things done first. The first thing is you need to have your YouTube channel linked to your Google Ads account. That way, Google can import and pull in the videos from your YouTube channel. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to have your conversion tracking set up. If you need help with setting that up, you can just email us at support@adforge.agency and we can help you with that. Now, once you have all that done, you're in your Google Ads dashboard and we want to come over and we click on new campaign. Now, there's a number of options here you can choose. There's sales. So if it's e-commerce, whatever it may be, you can run on sales, leads. If you're looking for lead forms or phone calls, whatever it may be. And then you have awareness and consideration. These are probably the three most you'll probably want to use. Awareness and consideration. This is for like more like local businesses who want to stop being the best kept secret. That's really good for them. But just for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to roll with leads. Now, right here, this is where you want to tell Google for this campaign, we want to focus on these particular conversions, right? So once you've created your conversions in your account, you want to click on add goal, and then they'll be inside one of these right here. So all I have to do is just find the conversion name that you've created and just add it to here. Okay. So we should move this real quick. Okay. So once you've done that, then hit continue. All right. Now, the old school way used to be videos. So this is the type of campaigns would be videos, how we used to do it. But as of April, between April and July this year, in 2025, they're going to switch over to demand gen. All right. So we want to click on demand gen. All right. Continue. Start new. Okay. And then you're taken to a page like this. All right. So then you want to name your campaign. You can name it whatever you want, whatever your naming convention you like. You can go with that. It's no worries at all. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is you want to click on conversions. You can click on clicks, but we want to optimize for conversions, right? Whether it's sales, whether it's, leads, that's what we want to optimize for. Now, we've already put in our conversion goals. So you will see your conversion goals here. Now you come down here and you'll see target cost per action, right? This is a more advanced bid strategy. We don't want to do this just yet. We want to do this later on once we have a couple hundred conversions and we actually know how much a sale is going to cost us or how much a lead is going to cost us. And our Google Ads account has a lot of data on that specific conversion action. That's where we'll come back and we choose this. But in the very beginning, we don't want to choose target cost per action just yet. So we'll leave this blank. Now, your daily budget, obviously, whatever budget it's suitable for you, you can put that in here. However, we want to try and get data fairly quick. So I would usually recommend doing at least $35 a day. Okay. That's about $1,000 a month. However, if you can, let's go with 50. Okay. 50 would be a lot better. But I try and do 35 on the minimum. Okay. And I always do daily. I always, before I start end date, I always leave this the same. I don't touch this. Now, language and locations, this has set, you can do it in your ad group level. However, I don't like this ad group level because it limits what sort of targeting I can do as far as my location targeting. So I like to enable this, and then I like to hit enter location. I click on advanced search, and I like to do a radius. So I will do a radius around, say, for example, a town or a city. Okay. Or if you're going just for a whole country, you can just do the United States or all Florida or a state, what it might be. So we'll just do, for example, Florida here, include. Right. Or you can do, let's just do a radius. I'm going to do Orlando. And we do a 20-mile radius around Orlando, Florida, and we'll put a radius there. Okay. So whatever's suitable, whatever type of geographical targeting you want to do, you can get quite granular with Google Ads. Hit save. So this will take a little bit to save. Yep, good, done. Now languages, obviously, if you're advertising in an English-speaking country or a French-speaking country or German-speaking country, that's the language you want to choose. Now devices, what I like to do is I like to click on set specific targeting for device, and I like to remove TV screens. Okay, because It's hard for people to make a purchase. It's hard for people to sign a lead form or whatever it may be on a TV screen. So I always remove TV screens. Now, the rest of these here, I don't touch my ad schedule. I run it all day. I've tried running it, during certain hours. It doesn't really make any difference. I don't see any differential in my costs per lead or my cost per sale. So I just leave all this absolutely the same. I then click go to ad group, right? Now, this is where we want to create and set up our audiences. We know who's going to see our ad. Okay. For my ad group name, I'll just put the audience, whoever I'm targeting. And then I go here, I click on add audience. All right. So if you haven't already created audiences, this is where you do it. Click on new audience. Okay. So here on this screen, this is where we will create and set up our audiences. Who's going to see our ad. So audience name, I'll just put example audience or example audience, if I can spell. Right. Now I'm going to go through each of these individually right now, and then I'll create an audience to show you how to do that. So your segment, these are people who like visit specific websites or people who use specific apps or people who type in specific search terms on Google search. Okay. So these custom segments. I probably use these the most, right? Out of all of these. Right. So these are really cool. Your data is like remarketing audiences. So people who have interacted with your YouTube channel, people who have subscribed to your YouTube channel, people who have visited your website, people who have bought stuff from you. Okay. That is what your data is. Lookalike segments. This is actually really new with lookalike segments. Lookalikes are basically people who look like audiences inside your data. So people who look like those that have interacted with your business somehow, whether it's visit your website, they commented on your YouTube channel, whatever it may be. Okay, you create lookalike. It's very similar to like Facebook lookalike audiences. Okay. And the interest and detailed demographics, I do use these a fair bit. Do you have like in-market audiences? So you can do people who are in market for, fishing equipment or camping, or there's a whole slew of in-market audiences. I will show this to you in a minute. Exclusions are obviously, these are people who you don't want to see your ads. And then demographics, these are like the age, are they male, female, what their household income is. That's pretty sick. And their parental status. Okay. So let's go through these, particularly custom segments and interest detailed demographics. These ones you use the most. Well, these are the ones I use the most. Okay. Now I get the best results from, aside from like my remarketing audiences. So to create a custom segment, we just click on here, click on new segment, right? And then we just put a name here. So we put a website. So we'll put, say, competitor websites. So if you look here, people with any of these interests or purchase intentions, I've used this before. I haven't found much success with it at all. People who search for any of these terms on Google. So these are people who've gone to Google and typed in certain search phrases, right? That can be really sick. That can be really good. And then you have here, people who browse types of websites, right? This is probably one of my favorite ones, is being able to target people who visit competitor websites and other websites that are similar to theirs, right? So for example, just say you're a roofing company, www.roofingco.com. Okay. So I can put their website in here, and I usually try and do like 3. I don't do any more than 3 usually, but what happens is Google will look at these websites and they will look at who visits those websites and then find other websites that are similar to these ones and then make a giant audience out of them. Okay. So that's a really, really cool one. And then the last one here is people who use types of apps. So just say I'm a fitness coach or whatever it may be. And I click on fitness, and then boom, I get a whole ton of fitness apps I can go off of. Okay. Now I don't like to have multiple options. Like when I create an audience, I like to have it just be just websites for my competitors, or just apps, or just search terms. I won't have apps and search terms and websites all in one audience. All right. I'll have one audience with one, topic or what it may be. Okay. So once you've done that, you then hit save, right? And then boom, it's added it to our campaign. So obviously your data, once you have your data set up, you click on the same thing, new segment, and it'll give you a bunch of different options here. Okay. So YouTube users, if you've set up your website visitor retargeting, you'll have it here. If you have a customer list, so you probably want to have a customer list of like 5,000 plus, then you can upload that here as well. And if you do, then you can use that for your campaigns. Okay. And then you can create like a lookalike audience around your customer list, which is fantastic. Now, lookalike segments, again, same thing. You just click on new segment, and then you'll just name it here. So say leads, right? Lookalike. And then you just pick your data segment, the location, and hit save, and then it'll add it to your account. On this particular account, I don't have any of that set up, so it's just a test account. Now, interest in detailed demographics, what you want to do here is like go browse, and then you have a number of options here. So you have in-market audiences. This is my favorite one. So in-market audiences and competitor websites are what I use the most. I have gotten the best results from those two types of audiences. In-market audiences, because Google has so much data on like everyone, they can see what I'm in the market for. So they know that I'm in the market for a car or for a house or where it may be. So you come along here and they have these topics, and then they also have subtopics underneath here. So people who are interested in business services, well, are they interested in advertising, marketing, or finance, or technology, or payroll stuff, right? They have event tickets, finance service, food, home and garden. Like they have a whole slew of in-market audiences that I guarantee your dream human is going to be in, right? Your dream client is going to be in there. They do have live events. I've tried these in the past, but I haven't really found any sort of use out of them. I mean, even some like moving companies, I've tried those. It hasn't really worked very well. So I just give it a skip. Detailed demographics. This is, are they a homeowner? Are they employed? Parental status. I know it sounds like these would be good to have and use, but in my experience, I've never found any success with them. And affinity audiences, affinity is just a fancy word for interest. Okay. So people are interested in banking and financing or home and garden or shopping or technology. Okay. And they also have a whole slew of like, subtopics. So avid news readers, if you're going to media and entertainment, book lovers, gamers, music lovers. You see what I'm saying? So there's so many audiences you can choose from here. It's nuts. There's way too many options. Okay. However, just to kind of cement it in, the ones that I have found the most success with are in-market audiences and website visitors. Obviously, exclusions are exclusions. If you have like people who've already visited or people who've already converted, you can take them out of here. You can put them into here as well. So your ads won't show to those who've already bought from you, or ads won't show to those who've already submitted a lead form. And then you have demographics. Okay, these are like your age. All right, kind of already gone over these. But what I like to do with household income, right, is I like to do the top 50%. Right? I always leave unknown ticked. I always do. Okay. And as far as age goes, most time I'm gonna target people with money, right? Depending what you're selling or doing. I usually do 35 to 64. Right. Again, you may want to do younger, you may want to do older. Or I'm just showing you what I do. Okay. So once you've done that, once you've created your Schmicko perfect audience, hit save. And boom, it's gonna apply that audience to our campaign. Now, once you've done that, we go down to optimized targeting. We don't want to use optimized targeting at all. All right. All that's saying is, hey, Google, can you please find people outside of this audience? No, we don't. Then you might as well do abroad. All right. So I don't use optimized targeting at all. So once that's done, I then go to my ad one. So here you have a number of options. You can do image-based ads. And they show up in like the Google homepage main feed. So people are just scrolling through, videos or whatever it may be. You can see like image-based ads, video ads, and carousel ads. Carousel ads are very similar to ones like on Facebook. It's just multiple images that people can scroll across. But right now we want to focus on video ads because we are doing YouTube video ads. Ad name. What I like to do with my ad name, a lot of just do hook, whatever the hook one, hook two, whatever it is for the ad. If you want to know how to create a YouTube video properly and a script, just click on the link above. And I'll have it also in the description below. And you can find, other supporting videos in there. But find a URL wherever you want to send the traffic. This is where you will send the traffic. So let's just do roofingco.com. Okay. Right. So wherever you want to send the traffic, that's what you put here. Now with the videos. So if you have your YouTube channel linked to your account, you will find your videos here. You click on add, the videos pop up, right? You pick the video ad you want to choose. You then hit save and it adds it in there. Okay. Now, once you've done this is very important that you click on choose where your videos show. Once you click on that right here, it'll pop up. So just in case you missed it. So first it's gone. Now it's there. Okay. Show on all formats. We do not want to show on all formats. We do not want to show up on in-feed. We do not want to show up on shorts. Okay. Now, I mean, if you do have an ad that's like under a minute, then you can show up on shorts. But if your ads are going to be over a minute, it won't show up on shorts anyways. So we want to live on in-stream ads. Okay. These are the ads that pop up at the beginning or in the middle or the end of a YouTube video content. Okay. That's where we want to live. Now, I mean, you can go through here and you can create, I think you can, Google now lets you create videos of some sort, but and honestly, I've never used these. I might give it a shot at some stage, but I'm a bit of perfectionist and a bit of OC. I have a bit of OCD, so I like to control and create my own stuff. So we'll just hit leave and we cancel. All right. So I've never actually used that before. Logo, you want to add your logo in there, obviously. So video enhancements, I will leave this one clicked right here, get vertical or square versions of your videos. So it just kind of changes the format of your video, which is perfect. So I always leave that clicked, but I do untick get shorter versions of your video. I have a specific message that I want to say to my potential clients or customers. I don't want Google to just go in and edit it out. Okay. So I always untick this get shorter versions. Okay. So here for text headlines, you go through, create a number of headlines. Your headline should be something around, grabbing the person's attention, getting their offer. Ultimately, in my honest opinion, it's going to be the ad that's going to grab their attention the most. So yes, these are important to do, but they're not vital. What's vital is you have a killer ad, a really nice, clean, good ad with a really good, clean ad script. That's the most important part. So come in here, you can just, create a headline. So I'll just put headline one, right? Long headlines. And sometimes these don't even show up, right? Your ad will not always have a headline or a description, okay, depending on where the person actually sees the ad. So don't become a perfectionist and get too hung up on your headlines, all right? The ad is the most important part. So then you just come here and you just put in your long headline, your shorter headline, your descriptions, whatever you want to do, adding descriptions. Google will put in some ideas based upon your website here. So you can just go through, put those in. Call to action is important. So obviously, if you want them to buy now, buy now. Learn usually with lead generation, be like learn more or watch now or something it may be. I usually do learn more. It's easy, it's simple. Business name, I'll put my name here, Roofing Co. Okay. And that'll show up on your ad. Site links. So with site links are great, but if you're sending them to like a funnel where there's only one landing page, they won't work because you need to have at least 2 site links for your ad, and each site link can't have the same URL. So they have to have different URLs. So sometimes it can be difficult. I mean, if there are multiple pages that you want to send someone to, then sure, why not? You can have site links on here. They only show up on mobile devices. It just helps to take out more real estate on the mobile phone. Okay. However, if you're doing like lead generation or e-commerce, you want to send them to the landing page, or you want to send them to the product page. You don't want to send them to some other page. So site links in most cases are not going to work. Now, if you're like a local business and you want to send them to your website, so you have like an about me or our services page or the home page, then yeah, that'll work. But on most cases, you won't want to add, or you won't be able to add site links to your ad. So once you've done all that, you then come down here to go to review. Click on go to review. And what I like to do is kind of just have a bit of a browse over, what I've done. Okay, so that's my daily budget, start date. Here's my conversion goals. That's my bid strategy, which is good. And I just go through all the other details just to make sure everything's good. And once that's done, I then hit publish campaign. And so then once you hit publish campaign, you come to a page that looks like this. It'll take time. It may take a day or two. Sometimes it takes 3 hours for your campaign to be reviewed by Google. And then once it's done, it'll then pop up right here. Okay. And that, guys, is how you want to create your YouTube ad campaigns in 2025 using the demand gen campaign type. And this is how you'll have to do it post April. Okay. Now in July, if you already have if you already have some YouTube campaigns running in July, Google will automatically transfer those to demand gen. I don't know how smooth of a transition that will be though. So if you're already running YouTube ad campaigns, then you might want to go in right now and start creating these demand gen and slowly transferring your budget to these campaigns and reducing from your old school YouTube ad campaigns. Now, if you guys need help with any of this, if you would like help with me teaching you how to do it, get some more one-on-one attention, some phone calls with each other, or if you like a done for you option, please hit us up, send us an email, send an email to support@adforge.agency. It'll also be in the description below, and we can help you guys for sure in getting your YouTube ad campaigns up and running. And we will see you in the next video.